Good afternoon or good evening, excuse me. My name is Nathaniel Laff. I'm a student at GCU College of Science. Here with a presentation today for behavioral health and special populations. So basically, a couple different cases that can highlight some of the issues that people with are categorized in special populations. In this case, I chose to focus on a lot of people that have some physical disabilities and some of the trials and tribulations that they go through on a day-to-day basis. So we'll go ahead and get that started right now. The first case is a worker that was applying for a position at UPS. Her name was Tammy Khan, and she applied for this position and she did not get hired for this position. And the reason being that they felt that her being deaf was going to cause some issues in the workplace among communication. It might be a hazard. It could cause dangerous situations. However, they didn't make any reasonable attempt to find her accommodations, which, after a review by a jury, were kind of proven to be nothing that couldn't be fixed with the proper accommodations in order to ensure that she could be taken care of and everybody else working around her could be taken care of. Ultimately, she won the case. She was awarded $1.6 million. But the big thing I think that comes out of this case is that she was able to kind of raise her hand, say that something wrong was done, and she was able to um, kind of fix this problem that was taking place and maybe motivate some other people that are not hired for any sort of physical disability or other mental disability possibly, and kind of be like the at the forefront of making sure that these things are taken care of. The second case that I looked at was a case involving Lucio Delgado, who in 2020 was applying for citizenship, had already been in the country for almost 6 years, was trying to get a proper education and basically all the opportunities that you can get in the United States. However, Lucio was denied really a proper test. During the test, failed the literacy part in order to read a passage. Lucio was born blind and was unable to read the passage. However, they did not provide any braille or any sort of accommodations to assist Lucio in improving his literacy. And ultimately, this prompted some changes in the testing process that allowed for accommodations to be made for these people that need special accommodations during the test. Just to go back and touch on that, one of the things that they wanted Lucio to do was go to a doctor and get a note proving that he was actually blind. And he didn't have medical insurance. He wasn't able to have the funds to be able to take care of this. So it was a relatively large problem for him. Overall, common prejudice that a lot of people with disabilities face. Some of them aren't really noticed as much. Now, some of the more general ones are going to be, thinking that they're not capable of handling day-to-day tasks, overall patronizing behavior, which kind of goes hand in hand with the other one, stereotyping, which a lot of people tend to think that everybody that's deaf or everybody that's blind has complete loss of that sense, that people that are deaf hear absolutely no sound and people that are blind see no light and live in darkness. But that's not necessarily the case. It's more of a spectrum. So there's different levels to deafness, to blindness. A lot of the times there's overprotecting family members, which these overprotecting family members might not think that they're capable of handling a job or social situations. So they're overprotective and they keep them away from those opportunities to be able to grow and prosper. Then, of course, there's social isolation, which takes place a lot. You see it, out in the forefront in schools, colleges, and the workplace. Just people isolating themselves because they're afraid of any sort of, connection with other people due to their disability. So, how do we avoid this prejudice? I'm a huge I'm a huge supporter of just continuing education. You're never done learning. So in order to learn, we learn maybe possibly sign language, better ways to communicate with people that have blindness, and being aware that this disability, may not be something that is going to completely paralyze them and not have them be able to function or do normal day-to-day tasks. So you need to understand those conditions so that way you can provide a better behavioral health experience for them that can be more therapeutic. Which goes hand in hand with being compassionate towards these people and understanding what they're going through, and then the effort that it takes. One of my old instructors used to always say, "Time and effort equals success." So if we put the time and the effort in to understand these situations and these people, then overall we're going to have a more successful and therapeutic response to treatment. The impact of Tammy Khan, like I talked about, she was kind of at the forefront of being able to speak up. This case was relatively recent, has already led to some changes in UPS and among other companies just to ensure that they're not failing to meet accommodations for people that would otherwise be great employees, but they don't hire them because they're deaf or they're blind or they have some sort of disability that they could accommodate, but they just don't want to. So this kind of brought to light the injustice that takes place in this community and hopefully can bring forth some great changes. Lucio Delgado, as mentioned, they have new accommodations for people that take these tests. This was back in 2020, so now they have Braille. They have other, ways to have them be successful when they take these tests by meeting their accommodations that are needed and understanding the situation, and then not expecting them to go get a doctor's note to prove that they're deaf or that they're blind or anything of that sort. So overall, the conclusion of this presentation, just overall, do you see the importance of continued education, being able to accommodate, being able to understand that time and effort equals success, and being able to see the full picture with these clients, which may be an abnormal home situation that could be holding them back. It could be social situations holding them back. So if we're able to understand that, we can build a better connection and have a more therapeutic experience with these patients or clients, excuse me. That's going to be my presentation. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.